Ron. But I'm not General. I'm still General Aaron here. But we're not. It's not a competition. This is a showcase. This is actually a showcase. This is being streamed on Oddly Funny Productions, if I know which way to point, on the Facebook, and being recorded. You know, it's hard to know which way. That's why I can't work as a weatherman, because I'd be pointing at the wrong hurricane. It'd be like over here, and they'd be like, oh, well, it's not going to hit me at all. But you know what? I want to introduce my co-host for the day. Please welcome Liz Frisius, everybody. Yeah, all right.
And, keep it going for our host, General Ron. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have got a spectacular lineup of veterans and families, members of veterans here today. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love it. And for those of you who don't realize, yes, I am an Air Force veteran. Spent 30 years of my life in the military. It's Life by Salvador Dali. See, here's the problem. When I retired, I found out there's an issue. I have trouble communicating. I spent 30 years on active duty. My coworkers spent 30 hours on Call of Duty. But we are fortunate to have with us today a bunch of guys who, yes, they speak the military language. They've lived it. They've learned it. They love it. They've dreamed it. And we've got with our host today, General Ron. And our first person coming to the stage here today, I think you need to be bringing him up because he's leading the formation.
Yes, he is. Let's give it up for our first comedian up to the stage, taking off, Ken Mottard, everybody. Yeah! Woo!
Yes, my name is pronounced Mottard, not Mottard.
Sorry.
That's okay. Mottard sounds way too much like high school, which was, Mottard, retard. It was just brings back way too much. But it's okay. It's all good. I'm over it now. Can't you tell? I did. I am a proud USMC veteran. I did 3.5 glorious years at Goose Creek, South Carolina. If you don't know where that is, go to Charleston and go down about a mile. And Goose, for a California boy to go to South Carolina at 18 years old, no. I mean, granted, I grew up in Northern California, so it was pretty much the same thing. But they speak a whole different language down there. I was there for 6 months before I realized that y'all was a word that meant "How are you?" I had no idea. I did 3.5 years in the Marine Corps. I grew up in a Navy house. My dad's a retired sub sailor. He's only a little bit crazy. Anybody in the Navy who's a submariner, you know exactly what I mean. It's not that so I'm a recovering alcoholic, and the net does not fall far from the tree. My dad got drunk at a promotion ceremony. They took his car keys. He went next door and stole a fire truck to drive home. Okay, That's my family. Yeah, I'm not kidding. That's my family. First of all, did you know that you can get arrested for a DUI on horseback? We went to a party. I was too rubber-legged drunk to drive home or walk home, but I wanted to go. And just right over there were stables. So I borrowed a horse. First off, in South Carolina, the only horses that were on base belonged to the officers and their children. Yeah. At the party, I was a Lance Corporal. 4 days later, I was a PFC. And I did not know how. I figured it was me that stole the horse. Borrowed the horse. Let's get the terminology correctly. I tied it to my front door. It's like, and you would think 27 years sober, you think I'd be better. No. The other day, my mother-in-law came up to visit. She doesn't like to park her car in the street because the sprinklers go off and they leave spots on my brand new car. So I let her park in the driveway. And then we went to dinner. And we went to dinner in her car. So I'm parked in the street. And we're coming back from the restaurant, and I'm like, who are our neighbors having a party? Who the hell's parked in front of the house? oh shit, that's my car. I got to look. Now, if you're married, you know the look. If you're not married, there's no explanation that can explain the look. But I got the look not only from my wife, but from my mother-in-law at the same time. It was kind of like, they both, my wife shook her head and patted me on the head as if to say, it's okay, honey, we understand. No, don't do that. And it gets worse. It's like, she told me the other day, I get home from work. I'm still employed. I have a full-time job. I work at everybody's favorite place, Department of Motor Vehicles. Apparently, I'm a glutton for punishment. 4 years in the Marine Corps, 25 years as a baseball umpire, and I work at DMV. Something's wrong with me. So I get home from work and my wife says, babe, any gas in the car? That's not hard. I can do that. I get back in the car. I'm halfway to the gas station. I look down at the gas tank and it's full. Oh, well, I am a catastrophe guy by nature, right? I stub my toe in the kitchen. By the time I get to the couch, they've cut my leg off for gangrene. That's me, right? In my head, I'm like, this one, 22 years in, and she's got another guy in the house. She wants me to. I came home early. She's trying to sneak him out the back door. Now, mind you, she has never, ever given me reason to doubt her. Ever. I look down. I turn back around. I come back to the house. Her car's in the driveway. I went to put gas in my car, and she's on the front porch with the car keys. It was a trifecta. It was an absolute trifecta. It was the head shake, the mumble under her breath, and the walk away. Just, you know, it was the trifecta. Sometimes on occasion, she just looks at me and I do something stupid and she goes, it's just a good thing you're cute. And that's all she says. I wish I was the only one who had that issue, but I love my mother-in-law to death. She's a sweetheart. She's a gem. She's phenomenal. However, she is not. I went back to my Marine Corps reunion a couple years ago, and my mother-in-law was going. She was at the house doing something with my wife, and she goes into the bathroom after I leave, and she's like, "You didn't bring the charger for your electric toothbrush." Yeah, I'm trying to save space. So, well, what happens if you run out of juice? It's still a toothbrush. I can do this. It's not hard. And he was like, oh. This, however, is also the same. Got it. This is also the same woman who, after having a triple bypass, decided to put everything on her credit card so she could get miles for a vacation. Pay for her surgery to get miles. We go to the house and they give you a walker after you have a bypass. And she's picking up the walker, moving it forward 4 feet, stopping, putting it down. And we're like, what are you doing? She goes, I don't like the noise that it makes when it squeaks on the floor. This conversation happened more than once. Ow, my chest hurts. Mom, take your meds. No, they make me feel loopy. Ow, my chest hurts. Mom, take your meds. No, they make me feel loopy. I don't like to feel loopy. Ow, my chest hurts. Take your meds. Take them. You'll be fine. All right. Thank you very much for letting me play. I had a good time. I will stay here and laugh at the rest of you. With the rest of you. With the rest of you.
With the rest of us. I want to give it up for Ken Worth, everybody. And Ken, where can we find you on social media?
I am on Facebook. I am on Instagram. My wife just told me I should probably go on TikTok, so I'm going to try to figure out how to do that and not make myself look too stupid.
Oh, don't worry about that. I've already taken up all the stupid for you. I am on, yes, I am on TikTok, but you don't see me. There's like 2 videos of me, but I show up as Cobra Commander from G.I. Joe.
Okay.
So absolutely no, there's only 2 videos of me from Christmas, and that's it. But other than that, I have taken all the stupid for you and just added it 10 times to mine. So don't worry about it. Ken, do you have any shows coming up?
I will be at Liquid Zoo tomorrow night in Tarzana. I'll be at Corbin Bowl on Thursday, also in Tarzana, which is in Southern California, for those of you who don't know. And then on February 7th, I will be in a show at Universal Underground Bar and Grill just outside of Universal City, also in Southern California.
Sweet. Go check him out. If you're in those areas, go check him out. I mean, there's still places open. I mean, it's a weird pandemic. It's either open, closed, or half open, or, you know, they just spray you with Clorox.
You got to bring your little pandemic shot. I got stuck in the shoulder card with you and whatever.
We don't have to bring our cards in Michigan. They just look at you and go, the smoke's going to kill the virus in this pub, okay? It doesn't matter. The smoke's going to either kill you or the virus. We don't care. But thank you so much, Ken. You're so awesome.
Thanks for that reply.
Oh, my gosh. Yes, that was such a great set. And I do know that look from the wife. I get it every day. I say, hi, honey. She's just like.
Now you know what it feels like to be a military commander, having to have troops come in and explain why there's a horse tied to their front door. And you have to sit there with a straight face, no laughter, and go, interesting.
I would die laughing. That's why I couldn't
not the word
laugh.
he used. I will tell you that. That was not the word he used.
I did watch my wife use the dicer for garlic today, and I'm like, thank goodness I can't fit in there. And she just looks at me going, I'm like, oh, some frustration she has for me, so I don't want any more part of that. But you know what? Besides that, let's get to our next comedian, shall we? He is an amazing comic. Let's give it up for Ed Smyth, everybody. Yeah, all right. Woo!
Well, howdy there, boys and girls. Sure, thank you very much. Hey, that Ron, he sure is a nice host, ain't he? Yes, indeed. Hey, boys and girls, it's time for the Bronco Bread Dang Tootin' Good Time show here at the Fun Farm Hour. Well, actually, it's only 7 minutes, so it's 13% of an hour. How about that? Yes. I love talking math. Yes. Well, I'm so glad to be invited here on the show as a former member of the U.S. Coast Guard. Yes, indeed, it used to be the Coast Guard. And then before then, it was the U.S. Life Saving Service and the U.S. Lighthouse Service. And then before then, it was the U.S. Revenue Cutter Service. That's right, chasing those dang darn revenue cutters all the way around the East Coast. Yes, indeed. Well, let's get started with the show, boys and girls. Well, if you got your wooden clackers, you can clack along to our opening theme. Well, I get up when the morning breaks, chow down on my corny flakes, chasing cabbage across the prairie, some parts safe and others scary. My legs are never gimpy, nobody calls me wimpy, as I go riding down the trail, galloping along, I sing this cowboy song. Snacking on wheaten crackers, play my tune on wooden clackers, galloping along, cow just all up my nose. Let's jump in and join the milieu of the Bronco Bread Dang Tootin' Good Time Show. All right, okay, good. Yes. All right. Well, let's get started, boys and girls. And we always like to start our show with the Science Corner. And of course, I love doing the Science Corner with my little buddy, Wally, the happy talking neutrino. Hi, Wally. Hi, Bronco Brad. Hi, everybody. Hey, Wally. Hey, now, Wally, just to explain to our audience, you're a neutrino. It's the tiniest thing in the universe, correct? That's right, Bronco Brad. And neutrinos penetrate everything in the universe. Including people as well. You mean you go through every single boy and girl that's on the screen right now? That's right, boys and girls. But I want to assure you that whenever I go through your body, I always close my eyes so I don't see anything private. Well, that's a dang darn good comfort thing to know there, little buddy. Say, Wally, our science topic for today is, what the heck is string theory? String theory, Bronco Bread? Yes. Well, scientists postulate that little tiny strings of cotton are somehow woven into a long thread and then rolled up into a ball and then wrapped up in plastic and sold at the hardware store to bundle up cardboard. Well, that's a dang darn interesting theory. I sure do appreciate that, little buddy. You're welcome, Bronco Brad. Hey, little buddy, stick around for a moment because we got our contest here. Our contest, Bronco Bread. That's right, boys and girls. Our contest for today is Guess the Sawdust. Yes, yes. Oh, Bronco Bread. That could be anything. That could be pine or maple. That's right, little buddy. And if you boys and girls can guess what the sawdust is, write in and win a prize. All right, we'll see you later, little buddy. Okay, bye-bye. All right. Well, now, boys and girls, it's time now for our fake, made-up tale of the Old West. Listen up. Well, there once was an old cowhand named Toby Maru who wanted to learn to tie his own shoe, but no one would show him just what to do. So he became the Velcro Kid. He rode into town in his boots and chaps, his 6 guns held tight with Velcro straps. His 10-gallon hat was full of snacks with an apple juice box that his mommy had packed. Yes, he could tell each time another man lied when they said, "Hey, look, your shoelace is untied." And he'd shoot them in the foot, and they were mighty glad he did. You see, it was an honor to be horribly wounded by the Velcro Kid. He rode into town in his boots and chaps, his 6 guns held tight with Velcro straps. His 10-gallon hat was full of snacks with an apple juice box that his mommy had packed. Well, I hope you like that, boys and girls. Yes, indeed.
Woo!
Hey, now, oh, sure, thank you very much. Hey, now, boys and girls, it's time now for our art corner. I promised you in our last show that I would show you how to draw a flying kielbasa. Yes, yes. Indeed. Now, grab your red pen or your red crayon, and you draw a big smiley face like that, and then a little smiley face inside that, and there's your red kielbasa. Yes, indeed. Now, it's a flying kielbasa, so you're going to have to grab your black marker or your black crayon. Come on, little Cap. And then you take that black crayon or marker and you draw a little propeller shaft. You got that? And then some big old propellers there. Yes, yes. Now, it's a flying kielbasa, so you're going to have to draw a cockpit like that. Yes, indeed. And then draw yourself inside. So here's my little friend Aaron. Yes, indeed. He's flying that kielbasa. And some wheels so he can land it when he's done. Yeah, isn't that great? Put that out in your refrigerator, boys and girls. Okay. Well, now, we got one more song before we go. This one here is to help you boys and girls out. You know, a lot of time we like to go to school and enjoy math, but it's so dang darn hard to try to memorize something difficult like the square root of pi, ain't it? Yes, yes. There's so many long numbers on that. How can you ever memorize that? Well, here's a little memory song to help you out. Well, 1 is the loneliest number, sung by 3 Dog Night, I think. And 7 stands for Seagram 7, which is a whiskey you kids shouldn't drink. And the other 7 stands for the 7th seal, directed by Igmar Bergman. And 2 is the number of drinks you can have in a polite social occasion. And 4 is the number of fingers you'd have if one gets crushed by a horse. And 5 stands for the number of Beatles, if you include Pete Best, of course. Yes, yes. Well, that's it for tonight, boys and girls. I sure hope you stick around because we still got another funny comedian coming up. Until next time, boys and girls, tippee-yi-yay.
All right, let's give it up for Bronco Brad, Ed Smyth. Oh my gosh, he's so funny. Bronco Brad, Ed Smyth, I don't know which way to address you. Where can we find you on social media?
Well, I got my own Facebook page, the Bronco Brad Dang Tootin' Good Time Show. And I got a YouTube channel, the Bronco Brad Dang Tootin' Good Time Show, too. That way, boys and girls can watch while their mommy and daddy is carefully looking behind them so they don't get into those scary websites and videos that we don't want you to get into.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. And I'm surprised you haven't been picked up by a major network or cable channel, to be honest with you, Bronco Brad. I think you would be.
Well, I do my show every Thursday afternoon on WEXT Channel 9 in downtown Elmira, New York.
Well, what do you know? He is actually on a TV channel. Look at that. You kids can watch him. That's so awesome. Yeah. We all wish we could be on TV. This is as close as we're going to get for right now. But thank you so much, Ed. Do you have any shows coming up?
Well, I'm going to do my special Bronco Bread Dang Tootin' Good Time show on a Facebook Live on Saturday morning at the end of this month. So all the nice boys and girls can get up and have a big bowl of sugary cereal and get all wired up and watch the show.
Awesome. All right. So go watch out for Bronco Brad the end of this month, and it's going to be a blast. Thank you so much. Oh, my gosh. That was so awesome. And I got drawn in flying the Kibasa. I've been honored being part of a drawing from Bronco Brad. I want that for my refrigerator now. Oh.
Well, here's the thing. That's probably the only thing you really want to be flying at this point in time. So far, we've had a Marine, we've had Coastie, where I'm from, that's better known as, well, let's keep this a PG-13 show.
I keep hearing about
Well played.
I keep hearing about flying cars, and I know nobody on the road that I want to see up in the air, including me. I do not. I'll be like, Roadhog, oh shoot, I'm nosediving. I'm gonna get hurt. So
well,
yeah.
Your next comic coming up is actually while not an aviator, he's an aviator at heart. He's one of our airmen, now retired. But yeah, you're gonna have to talk some aviation again, because I think it's time to introduce our headliner.
Let's get onto the stage on the flight path. Let's give it up for Chris Crawford, everybody. Yeah, all right. Woo!
Hey, guys. No, like I said, I am Chris Crawford, and I'm going to tell you that I am one of the veterans of comedy. That means that I am a comedian that happens to be a veteran, that happens to like for you to know that I'm a veteran. But in my defense, I'm a pretty special type of veteran. I'm the type of veteran that believes the word veteran should never be abbreviated to the word vet. You see, vet can mean so many different things. It can mean prior service member. It can mean animal doctor. It can mean Corps vet. It can even mean a person who has a lot of experience in their profession. Now, my father-in-law, he was in the service, and so was his dog. So in theory, I, as a vet, could help a vet take his vet to the vet, and a vet, like a vet. Man, guys are looking at me like, how did I get on this show? And I'll tell you, I was vetted. Now, I've had a chance to perform in a lot of places in front of a lot of people. And I normally like to leave my family out of these things. But recently, my daughter said the most stereotyping / profiling thing she could have possibly said to me. Now, it started off innocently enough. I walked in. I was going to try and speak to her in her own language. I was all, what up, my home dog? What's the haps going down on Front Street? What's the 411, yo? Man, her eyes darn near rolled out of her skull. She sighed, looked at me and said, Dad, you're so white. White? That's stereotyping / profiling, is it not? So I responded the only way I could. I turned my hat sideways and I proceeded to give her the best darn beatboxing demonstration she'd ever seen. It went something like this. Boom, 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 boom. Caucasian. Boom, 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 I'm so white. Boom, boom. Okay, you know what? She was right. But she didn't say it in a very complimentary way. She said to me, Dad, you're not cool, or Dad, you're not suave, or any of those other things that white people just aren't. And it hurt, mostly because it's true. You see, no matter what you say, if you follow with the words like a white boy or like a white man, it is never good. For instance, if you run a slow end track, they say you run like a white boy. If you dance and looking stupid at the club, got no rhythm, they say you dance like a white boy. Try to play basketball, they look at you like you're crazy, say mean things like, white men can't jump. God, and it's all true. But white people of the world, you do have something going for you. You're genuinely interesting to watch. You see, you never know what we will do. We will jump on any trend that comes along. Take tiny houses, for example. Do you guys know what these are?
Mm-hmm.
They're literally houses that are built on trailers. The exact definition of a trailer home. When the heck did it become trendy to live in a trailer home? Used to be just a more economic option for housing. Now we got guys out there making it cool, driving up the cost, messing it up for the rest of us. Man, they are confusing things. Like maybe security. Can you even get a policy on one of these? Heck no. Crook comes up. He doesn't even bother to break in. Just backs the truck up, hooks it up, drives away. The house is gone. Tough life for these guys. That's all I'm saying. Now, it messes with some other things too, like weather. And I know that sounds weird, but here in Texas, we get these tornadoes. They fly overhead. They look down. They just see a bunch of tiny houses. Not a trailer in sight, boys. Keep it rolling. That last bit was almost funny because tornadoes and trailer homes, they have this relationship, and it's not altogether very. Why am I explaining my joke to you? All right. Now, one of these tornadoes will always look back over its shoulder, see a little tiny wheel at the bottom of the tiny house, feel deceived, take it personal. It'll hook a U-turn, make a beeline right at the tiny house. Some little eco-friendly guy, he's going to hop out. He's white. Of course he is. Why wouldn't he be? He's going to jump into his carbon footprint reducing Prius. He's going to back it up. He's going to hook it up, and then to proceed to lay down on the accelerator, mustering all the horsepower that a Prius can muster. That's about 12. And it sounds like this. That's what a Prius sounds like when it's towing a tiny house. Not to be confused with the most annoying noise in the world. Thanks to Dumb and Dumber, we know that sounds more like this. There it is, doing 20 and a 50, backing up traffic. You know, there's nothing worse than a Prius driver in traffic. It's like they're always angry. It's like they have constant road rage. You guys get road rage? I know you do. We all do. But I recently learned something about myself. I'm pretty tolerant of other drivers. What gets under my skin, what gives me road rage, are the other people in my own car. They make me say things like, "Don't make me come back there," or "I will turn this car around." Yeah. Of course, my go-to at the moment is, "I'll wreck this car right now and end it all." They don't let me drive the church van anymore. Oh, man. Now, I realized that last bit made me seem a little bit like a lunatic, so I'm going to go back and talk about my kid and the language that she would actually prefer that I use. You see, they like to spice up my vocabulary. They teach me things. Like, for instance, did you know that your eyebrows are on fleek? It means they look good. No cap. That means I'm not lying. You think that I'm OD, which means I'm overdoing it. My daughter would say that. My daughter would say that I'm cringe. I don't care how she feels, though, because I think she is lit. And lit is my favorite of the words. You see, I'm old enough to have seen its entire evolution. When I was a kid, it was legitimate. And then it was legit. And then it was too legit to quit. Now the kids say lit. For half a second, they test drove the word litty. Nobody liked that, so they went back to lit. And I'm glad they did. You see, compared to litty, I think that lit sounds pretty darn legit. I'd even say it's too legit to quit. Sounds legitimate to me. What? Oh, man. Words, guys. Oh, no, I'm fascinated by words, and I always have been. There's a word that was introduced to me when I was very young, and I thought it was always fun to say, and I still do. It's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. It's beautiful. But I think that it could be updated a little bit. I'm going to get back to my white boy beatboxing and hit you with the remix. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you always sound precocious. Yeah. It's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Chris Crawford, quite precocious. You guys have a good one. Thank you so much.
All right. Let's give it up for Chris Crawford, everybody. Oh, my gosh. He's rapping as a white man can, that he's not doing. Chris, where can we find you on social media?
Oh, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and also chriscrawfordscomedy.com.
Sweet. And what shows do you have coming up?
Tonight, I'm at the Tilted Mug in San Angelo, Texas. Next week, I'll be in San Angelo also at the CLFE Lounge. And then on the 28th, I'm doing a cancer benefit show up at a place called The Hallows in Abilene, Texas.
Sweet. Go check him out, Chris Crawford Comedy. He's on Facebook, Instagram. thank you so much for being part of the show and being the headliner for this little half-hour show. And thank you for showing that white guys just shouldn't rap. It's just
I know, right? Stereotypes be damned.
Yeah, I know. I'm kidding though, but we shouldn't. We really shouldn't.
No.
Oh, thank you so much, Chris. Oh my gosh, Liz, a half hour flew by so quickly, and we had such great comedians today, didn't we?
And you made your time over target with the full flight intact.
There you go.
Gentlemen, well landed today for today's show.
Yes, let's give it up for Ken Mottard. If I screwed up your last name, I'm so sorry. Ken, Ed Smyth, Chris Crawford, and my co-host, Liz Frisius, everybody. And I've been General A.A. Ron, and this was the inaugural edition of Laugh Force. Next Saturday, and 3 more great comedians who are veterans or family of veteran comedians will be up on the stage. So for me, Liz, and the rest of the comedians, this has been an oddly funny production. Thank you.
This has been an oddly funny production.